The biggest soccer games in the world are coming to your hometown, and you can't watch. That is, unless you can shell out some serious cash. Official World Cup match tickets are going for upwards of $11,000, with resale reaching as high as $2 million. These outrageous prices led New York and New Jersey to launch investigations into FIFA just weeks before the games are set to begin. Attorneys General Letitia James of New York and Jennifer Davenport of New Jersey released a statement today announcing they have subpoenaed FIFA, seeking information about its ticketing practices for the 8 World Cup matches set to take place in New Jersey. CNN's Bryn Gingras joins me now. Bryn, what do they expect to find?
Yeah, look, they're looking at how many tickets were allocated for these different games. Not only, Jake, in New York, New Jersey Stadium, MetLife as we know it here, of course, but also if a New York, New Jersey consumer bought tickets at a different stadium for the World Cup, they want to know more about that as well. So they have a very wide scope of this investigation that they're looking into. And look, Jake, I talked to a fan who's based in Washington State and actually said he hopes his attorney general takes some similar action. But he basically told me this story about how he went online, waited in a queue for 12 hours to get World Cup tickets in Seattle, finally got to a point where he could pick his 2 seats. He said they were pretty good seats on the side of the pitch, not behind a goal post, waited another 5 minutes to check out, finally paid $515 each for those tickets. And then when he got the confirmation, his seats were in a completely different area of the stadium. These are the kinds of stories that were put out in the press. And what the New York Attorney General's office said to me basically was they heard about these stories and now they want to know more. Why did this happen? How did this happen? Did they break any laws? And they actually aren't the first attorneys general to take action. California also has put into an inquiry with FIFA for similar questions, wondering what sort of disclosures are given to these buyers before they purchase tickets. So there's a lot of questions that are outstanding here. And the big question for fans, as I talked to one, is will there be any recourse? Will there be any restitution? Of course, the games start in just a couple of weeks. FIFA at the moment is saying that they have no comment on these investigations that are now opened, but the fans are telling me that they're just happy someone is at least on their side because what they're dealing with is really just taking away from the whole entire experience.
All right, Bryn Gingras, thank you so much. And joining me now to discuss is New York Attorney General Letitia James. General James, thanks for joining us. So exactly what information are you seeking from FIFA?
So first, let me just tell you that this is the most expensive World Cup game in the history of World Cups. And so many fans are really excited that the World Cup is coming to this region. But unfortunately, FIFA has engaged in this ticketing scheme and these high-priced tickets. And so we issued subpoena, along with the Attorney General of New Jersey. And we are seeking information with regards to the pricing, the ticketing, and the marketing that they are engaging in, because they are accountable, obviously, to consumers. And I have a responsibility and a duty to protect consumers. And we have been reviewing media accounts which indicate that from October 25th to November 26th, FIFA has raised the price of tickets for 90 of its 104 games, hit their matches to almost 34%. And the final game at Giant Stadium has increased to the tune of where ticket prices are at $4,000. And I've heard from consumers and I've read media reports. And so it was, it's incumbent upon me to look into this and to investigate. And so we issued subpoenas to get some answers.
So I don't have to tell you that investigations can take months, if not years, while the World Cup is going to start in just a few weeks. Realistically, will you be able to have achieved anything by when the games start?
We'll probably get some information, but we are, this is a long game. And so what we are seeking, if in fact they have violated the law, if they've engaged in deceptive business practices, we are looking for, perhaps some reimbursement to consumers, as well as some injunctive relief, some behavioral changes going forward, so that this does not happen to consumers again. It's also important that we determine whether or not they're using dynamic pricing or some other scheme to increase the prices, whether or not they're looking at algorithms or personal data of individuals. Again, this is the most expensive World Cup in history. despite the fact that, so many individuals are purchasing these tickets because they're really excited about the World Cup coming to this region. But it is unacceptable that FIFA use misleading ticketing schemes and change prices for consumers who desperately want to see these games.
Your counterpart across the country, California Attorney General Rob Bonta, sent a letter to FIFA a few weeks ago about potentially misleading ticket prices. Have you talked to him or any other attorneys general across the country other than the New Jersey Attorney General?
We're speaking to a number of other attorneys general across the country, including my good friend Rob Bonta of California. And obviously, we will share notes and make a determination as to whether or not what our legal options are going forward. But at this point, it's just fact finding.
So on the subject of ticket prices, congratulations if you're a Knicks fan. I assume you are. Yeah. So the Knicks are making their first appearance in the finals since 1999. According to resale sites today, a ticket to a Knicks game is going to cost at least $3,000 for one ticket to one game. Are you worried about that, about any potential fraud or corrupt sales practices in that case, or is this just a matter of meeting the market where the demand is?
So listen, we are looking obviously at all ticket schemes, be it the Knicks, be it the World Cup, be it FIFA. At the end of the day, our responsibility is to consumer to ensure that they are being treated fairly. And if in fact we uncover or if there's any complaints with respect to the ticketing schemes at the Knicks games, obviously we will look into that matter as well.
President Trump says he's planning on going to one of the Knicks games. You hoping to say hi while he's in town, while he's courtside, maybe pop over?
We welcome the President of the United States to a Knicks game.
You also recently sued two crypto companies over their prediction markets, essentially saying that they're running unlicensed gambling operations. And one of those companies, Coinbase, responded by claiming that these markets are regulated by the federal government, not the states, as it should be. And President Trump, he seems to agree with that. He posted on Truth Social yesterday that, quote, "We cannot have scum like Chris Christie, Letitia James, Tim Walz, and J.B. Pritzker setting the rules." I guess that's a slam against state regulation as opposed to federal regulation. What's your response?
New York gambling laws are clear, and these companies are running unlicensed gambling operations, and I have a responsibility and a duty to ensure that these prediction markets conform with the law, and we are not preempted by the federal government. And so we will continue our litigation, and we will respond to the lawsuit that has been filed by the Commodities Future Trading Commission. And I would hope that the President of the United States obviously would use more respectful language.